Greetings folks, another fun little box from Runcam. This time it's the Runcam Split Mini version 2. I've already checked out the Runcam Split Mini, which is this one here with the double circuit board. It's a nice little FPV and HD recording camera. Also tried the Runcam Split and the Runcam Split version 2. They're all really interesting and quite capable little HD recording cameras that can be used for FPV as well. They're designed more for the mini quad market, but they're just as useful on a plane as well, as we'll see later on. So let's have a look at the Split Mini 2 and how does it differ from the Split Mini. The first thing we can notice is that the input voltage is 5 to 20 volts. That's up from 17 volts for the Runcam Split Mini. I believe this one is switchable between 4.3 and 16.9 for FPV. I wonder if it's HD as well. We'll find out anyway. So, might as well open it up and have a look. The first thing we'll notice, it's only a single board. Same little camera with the M8 lens. I prefer the M12 lens to be honest, but for a small lightweight build, M8 lens works well. We also have information card, shows where you can download the manual. And the hardware, we have bolts and standoffs, we have a little adapter mount and the cover for the SD card slot. So there's the little adapter, which is a sort of a mini to standard adapter. Cover plate that holds the ribbon cable on securely and stops the SD card from popping out. Standoffs and bolts. 1.25 JST connectors. There's a bare one that we can wire on. That's cool. Have an adapter. That's a 1mm JST. These are 1.25mm JSTs. So you can plug that in, and if that's useful to you, you can use that. All right. So let's have a look at the board. We have this sticky label that gives you the legend of what's going on, I suppose. There's the VCC, 5 to 25 volts, ground and video, and you have either these pads you can solder onto or you can use the JST plug. Microphone there, and RX and TX pads for connecting to flight control board and operating it through your transmitter. And we get this warning here that it draws more than or equal to 1 amp, so it's they're advising you not to run it through your video transmitter, which is good advice. Let's take that off. And we have the operating buttons here. So I think this one is the power and shutter button there, and that's the mode button there, but we'll check that out on the screen. There's no USB port, so you can't transfer files directly to your computer via the USB, but that's all about weight saving, I guess. You actually have to take the micro SD card out to get access to the files. It's a thicker board as well. Very neat little unit. And there's no Wi-Fi as well. Okay, so let's wire it up and see what it looks like. I'm going to use it on my scratch-built Micro Sky Hunter. I did have the little, the Eagle Micro sitting on there that has a 1.25 JST plug. Using the adapter, plugged in, now we'll plug into a battery. And we're firing up. Alright, let's have a closer look at the screen. Have to excuse the noise. We've got some big birds climbing across the roof of the tin roof of the shed at the moment. And I'll push the mode button, push and hold the mode button. And we get the menu. Now pushing the front button, we can flip through the options. Alright, video, resolution 1080-60, 1080-50, 1080-30, 720-60, back to 1080-60. Alright. Loop recording on or off. Auto recording is on. Yeah, I'd probably leave that on myself. Wide dynamic range on and off. Let's leave it off for the moment. Push and hold the mode button to back out. Image. Let's have a look at what's in here. Saturation, contrast, brightness, sharpness, and image flip. TV out, we can go 4:3, 16:9. Let's go in 16:9. TV mode, NTSC or PAL, leave it at that. Micro SD card. I don't have anything in there, so can't do anything with that. General, what have we got in general? Power, frequency, auto power up, auto shutdown, reset and language. Don't need to touch them, so let's just get out of there. Alright, so image looks pretty good. There's the non-wide dynamic range 16:9 aspect ratio. Video out, that looks pretty good. Alright, so let's pop it on the plane and take it out for a fly. I am seeing some diagonal lines in the view there. Won't be on the HD recording, of course, I would think, only in the FPV. I've mounted it up on the nose of my little scratch-built micro Sky Hunter. 1080p, 60 frames a second, wide dynamic range off. I kind of prefer the picture quality with the wide dynamic range off. It's difficult light conditions. It's low morning sun, but a nice day. Colours look good. FPV works pretty well. There are some diagonal lines, as I saw on the screen in the shed. That seems to be generated in the micro split itself, because it's present whether the motor's on or off. Doesn't change at all. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I like the blues, nice bright greens. I like the 16:9 aspect ratio FPV view. And it's working fine with the wide dynamic range off, handling these kind of difficult conditions quite well. Looking into the sun there, and still got enough detail to see where you're going. It's not super sharp, which is sort of typical of the little M8 lens, I think. Not as sharp as the Mobius for onboard views, but still very usable. And at 60 frames a second. I have to excuse the wobbly footage. It is very windy here. We had 10 to 15 knots, and the little micro Sky Hunter doesn't handle the wind all that well. But for a very lightweight FPV camera and HD recording camera setup, oh, that was close. I did see that in the FPV camera, by the way. It's a very nice, tiny little lightweight package. Fun for ripping around on a little nippy little plane or a mini quad. Of course, flying little planes like this, I'm not aware of any lag at all, but the lag is supposed to be quite decent, very short with this Runcam Mini Split 2. But the quad guys would know more about that than I would. So there we go. That's a great little package. Be nice if it was a little bit sharper, but the colours are great. And got to find out about those diagonal lines. Thanks for watching.